This is the 146 Collett-McKay Picnic. I'm your webmaster, Michael McKay, and I'm interviewing Katherine, Hackney, Luby, mainly to talk about the updated version of the 12 Tribes of Moses, which documents the branch of Moses McKay and Abigail Shin. Do you tell me about the history?
Okay, well, Moses and Abigail came to they bought this piece of ground in 1805, Moses did, when he brought his sister Margaret and Whitaker and his mother to Morrow. And his mother's buried in Waynesville, meeting house with no marked grave, just like Andrew. Anyhow, so this was bought in 1805, and it's part of the tracts. This 1,000 acres, he divided among the children, with the girls getting 350 acres and the boys around 400. This was originally his daughter Virginia's tract that she received when she married Daniel Collett, or Daniel Collett Jr., not Haynes, Daniel Collett Jr. And she had Daniel McKay Collett in the 1st of January of 27, I believe it was. And she passed away when he was a day or so old. And so he automatically inherited this, separate from the Collett grounds. And as the stories that I've always heard is that they got together after the Civil War because the family was fighting on both sides. And there was 12 children, Moses and Abigail. Actually, it was 13. One boy was only 4 years old when he died. And there was, out of the 12 that had family, 11 of them came here, leaving the oldest son at the plantation in Virginia. And that side fought to protect their homeland during the Civil War. And so some of the Virginia bunch came through, and they started this in 1846, just about a half mile down the road, at what's called Pisgah, which is now just a group of trees. But Daniel, before he died, and he didn't have children, he never married because his fiancée had died in the flu epidemic. But he donated set this 4 acres aside for the picnic, and it's about its 3rd year. And it's been in the family and taken care of, used 1 day a year for this. Mm-hmm. And of course any of us can come in and sit around or do what we want to the rest of the year. And so it was Virginia's son that gave it to the picnic, for the picnic to set it in the original setup. Because they were trying, in 1866, they tried to get together to see what damage the war had really done to the clans.
When you published the first edition of the 12 Tribes of Moses, and now you want to do it again, what do you need people to send to you if they are descendants of Moses and Abigail?
Okay, if they come from Moses and Abigail, one, it would be nice to know which of the 12 children they come from, which I call the 12 tribes. Because there was 12 children that had children. And so it would help me to have the tribe. And then I need the person's name, their birth, their marriage, and their death. It's the 3 main things. If you'd like to write something about them, if you know it, that would be put an interest note in. And of course the children, or however many you've got coming our way. I don't know how deep that you might be, but I'm trying to get it all together for the 12 tribes.
Try to get it
with the 4 groups of Collett.
Try to get it as updated as possible to the last generation.
Right. And I'm going to try to have it out next year, depends on what happens in the meantime. Because last year I had illness and I didn't get some of the things I wanted done for the baby.
Okay.
And things, but it is the 10th year. And I said when I put it out, I would try to update every 10. And the first one was done in 2002.
Okay. So once that happens, you will make it available. We can put it up on the website to let people know that they can purchase copies of it if they want to, and
Correct.
You'll sell some at the picnic as well.
Yes, and I really don't charge a genealogist fee for these.
Okay.
It's really a cost.
It's a matter of cover the cost of printing and everything.
And cousins started me working on genealogy for this picnic when I was 8 years old. So that's about 58 years this year.
And who was that?
Harley Hayes Smith, who was a cousin of mine on my great-grandmother's side, who was a man. We both shared our grandmothers as a band. And Sarah McKay Smith, his wife, had a granddaughter of Francis, of the tribe of Francis, of Moses McKay. So between the two of them, I got a double dose of genealogy. One for the Manns and one for the McKays. And the Manns is the oldest in the county, 1800.
Is there anything else you need to tell everybody about the book, or any other information?
Like I said, if they have some neat little stories or remembrances of the person that they're sending in, I think it's nice to put it in a set of notes for them.
Okay.
So we're going to try to do that on this next one. We didn't